But first of all, I want to say thank you for allowing me to share a little bit of the story. Um, um, it has definitely been a journey and an adventure, and it was the best decision that I ever made. But I just want to start by saying, when my mom was diagnosed in 2011 with stage 4 colon cancer, was obviously a huge blow to me. She's my best friend. We talked not even just every day, but maybe even twice. Sometimes we might even break records and talk 3 times a day. So we were very, very close. And at the time, she and I had kind of lost some weight together. And we were going to Weight Watchers. And we would go every week and we'd weigh in, and then we'd go straight to Huddle House and we would fill up on all the things that we weren't able to have all that week. And that was like our celebration. Not a good thing. But one of the things that she said to me after she was diagnosed is she looked right into my eyes and she said, "Now, Stacy, don't go and gain your weight back." Because she knew me. She knew that this was a struggle for me. She knew that I was an emotional eater. She knew what would happen. And I looked at her and I said, "Oh, I won't. Well, guess what? I did. I gained, not only did I gain what I lost back, but I gained on top of that. So within a year's time, I probably put on close to 60 pounds in a year as we were going through her treatment. I just was turning to food. I mean, it was obvious what I was doing. I was sad. I was, depressed. I didn't really know how to handle it except for to go to what I thought at the time was comforting me, and that was food. So in the summer of 2020, I would say 2012, I guess it was, we took my mom to the beach for what I thought was going to be one of her last family trips. And it was there that I had this huge awakening that I was well, that I had swollen ankles. I had swollen hands. I lost my breath very easily just walking from the beach to our condo. We were doing family pictures. I didn't want to be in any, but I knew that I had to because I knew it was probably going to be my mom's last vacation with us. And it was there that something very traumatic happened to me, and that's when my wedding rings got so tight on my hand that we had to go to the local fire station in Watercolor, Florida, and have my rings cut from my hand. And that was and it was that call for me. So when I got back, I knew I had to do something. I knew that the doctors were starting to talk high blood pressure and all these things. And I thought, I'm too young for all this. And I know that I can control this if I can just wrap my head around it. And that's when I started seeing pictures of Vonda on Facebook. And I thought, I kind of just watched for a little while. And I actually went back and looked and found the first message that I sent to her was October 16th. And I just said, "Okay, I'm listening. What is it?" And so she, of course, sent me back the sweetest message. And it was at that point on November 8th of 2012 that I started this journey. And I started it very skeptically. I thought I was just going to be doing another diet. I was embarrassed to even ask my husband if I could do another thing, so to speak. But of course, he was supportive. And I decided right then and there I had to do something. And I remember thinking in my head, I was very skeptical, but I was also trying to think of excuses why I couldn't do this plan. I mean, after week 2, I thought, okay, what can I do to get out of this? But I kept getting results on the scale, and that's what kept me going. And I remember Thanksgiving Day like it was yesterday. I thought, okay, what am I going to do? It's Thanksgiving Day. I mean, my mom makes the best dressing that's ever been made. We don't do stuffing in the South. We do dressing. And she makes the real gravy. And my sister makes sweet potato souffle with the cornflake. I mean, all these things were going through my head on how I was going to handle this day. But my family was very supportive. And I remember walking in and I said, "You know what?" After a lot of prayer, I was like, "You know what, God? This Thanksgiving Day is different. This is probably going to be my mom's last Thanksgiving Day with us. And I'm not going to make it about the food. I am not going to make it about the food. Who cares what food is even there?" At that point, I didn't even care. All I wanted to do was go and take pictures and visit with my family and talk with my nieces and nephews about college. And I remember clear as day, I ate turkey and green beans. And I just remember thinking, you know what? I was so satisfied. I was so full. And what I was full of was family and was memories. And at that point, it was like no stopping me there, because what comes after Thanksgiving? Well, Christmas, holidays, parties. And I learned that it was very, very important when you're going through these holidays is you've got to be prepared, not just maybe prepared physically, but prepared mentally. Just like if you were going into a job interview, you would know your stuff. And I remember walking in, and I learned that lesson by going to my company Christmas party, where I walked into a full Southern buffet full of fried chicken and cream corn and macaroni and cheese. And, there was not a single thing that I knew that was on plan. And that was important to me. At this point, I was losing weight. I was probably down 25 pounds at that point. There was no stopping me. So I sat there at my company Christmas party, and I didn't eat anything. And I remember the waitress coming over and going, "Can I make you a salad? Can I do something?" And then everybody started asking me, like, "Why aren't you eating?" And then, so I came up with this phrase that I encourage you to have, a little phrase that will work for you. Mine was, "I'm on a health journey and I'm feeling really good." So I always learned if I kept this positive, even if maybe I wasn't feeling positive, but if I kept saying those positive things, then it would be a positive experience. And so people back down and they're like, "Oh, oh, she says she's feeling great." And so it was more like, "Oh, instead of, you poor thing, you can't eat anything," it was like, "No, hey, I'm on this health journey and I feel great." But let me just tell you, I got into that car that night and I cried all the way home from that party. And I just looked at my husband. He's like, "What? Why are you crying? You know how men are. What? Let me fix it. Let me fix it." And I just said, I said, it's hard. This is hard. It was hard to sit there and not participate in the food, with the food. So I have learned through this that this just isn't about the weight loss, and it's not just about, the food, but there was a lot of internal things that I had to do as I was on this journey. And then one of them is go through grief. My mom looked at me as I was losing weight and she said, "I am so proud of you for doing this," because I had to sit at her bedside and watch her die of cancer. And that was really hard. That was really hard. So through that process, I was still able to stay on this journey during one of the hardest times in my life. I lost my very, very, very best friend. But I knew as my mom took her last breath, she was so proud of what I was doing. And she would tell everybody, "Tell them, Stacy, tell them about this program that you're doing." She wanted everybody to know that I was making the right decisions. And honestly, I will encourage you, stay close to your health coach. Vonda, I knew I was either going to get that phone call or I knew I could call her. And I knew she was going to be checking in with me. And sometimes we wasn't even about the weight loss that week. A lot of times it was just about where I was emotionally and how I had to step away and find it's not food that's going to help comfort me. And, it's been easy. It's been hard. It's been fun. It's been sad. I've had all these emotions all wrapped it up into one, but it has definitely been the best decision. And I have learned that this journey doesn't stop. You don't arrive. It's almost like your walk with God. You never arrive and go, "Well, I've done that." No, it is a journey that I will always be on. And once I wrap my mind, not just, yes, we hear lifestyle. Oh, it's a lifestyle change. Well, we've all heard that. But for me, this is decisions that every day, I wake up and I'm like, "Okay, God, it's you and me. Help me make the right decisions," whether it's patience, whether it's kindness, whether it's what food choices I make. It's all the same. So I am just so thankful Vonda post pictures on Facebook, because I feel like that saved my life. That absolutely saved my life. And I'm so excited to be able to share this with other people and just share my passion and just say, "You know what? If I'm just an ordinary person. If I can do it, you can do it." let's link arms and just do it together.
Thank you so much, Stacy. That was awesome. I had little tears coming in my eyes. I'm so proud of you, and you're such an inspiration, such a blessing. So thank you so much. I love what you said about being prepared. That is huge. That is so huge. If you're prepared, that is literally half of the journey. Wouldn't you health coaches on here agree with that? I mean, when you're prepared and you have a plan, you're like, okay, I can do this. Okay, so now we're going to Heather Patterson, also in Georgia. Heather, what town are you in Georgia?
I'm in Peachtree City, just
Okay.
south of Atlanta. So
Awesome. Well, take it away, girl.
okay. Well, I'm going to cover a little bit about some things that helped me last year, or things that were my takeaways as I survived the holidays last year. So I started my journey in May. And so really, Thanksgiving and Christmas were my first big holidays too, as they are for a lot of people. And honestly, when I went into them, I wasn't sure how I was going to come out of them. And so these are takeaways that I learned through my experience again, the holidays, that I just want to share with others if it helps them, have the same success of getting through the holidays that I was able to. So I'm just going to touch on them real quickly. So mine are going to be a little more points and tips for people, but some of the things that I've learned and some of the things that I've addressed with my clients as we're getting close to the holidays, I hope that they will be able to help other people too. So here's the first one that has come to my mind. Don't own other people's issues as your own. So I think the one thing happens when we get in the holidays is we get together with family, and all of a sudden all of their issues and all of those things that have always been kind of brewing in the background with families, good and bad, they all come up, and we feel all of a sudden like we're responsible for them. And I've told clients that often people who struggle with food issues or overeat are impulsive and compassionate, and they absorb other people's issues, and they want to fix the world for everybody. That all those traits kind of tend to go hand in hand. So when we get with other people, we feel like if they're struggling or if they have issues and they're turning to food, that somehow we need to turn to food too in sympathy with them. So what I say is, let them do their thing. If they're drowning their sorrows over Christmas and Thanksgiving and mashed potatoes and gravy, that's okay. That's not your problem. You don't have to join them in that. You need to be responsible for yourself. So be responsible for your choices over the holidays. Let them be responsible for theirs. You compromising your goals doesn't help them reach their goals in life. We like to talk about high emotional intelligence when it comes to coaching. We throw that phrase around a lot. And I think that that's just as important during the holidays, is that, we're going through the holidays as a highly emotional intelligence. That means that we're not giving in to our feelings and emotions all the time, that we're thinking ahead and thinking about our goals, and be the family member with high emotional intelligence this year during the holidays. And like I said, when we're with family a lot, it's easy to kind of you almost start backsliding in your thoughts. And isn't it like when we go home and we all of a sudden become the kid again? No matter how old we are with our parents, we feel like we're the child again, that we should be on the child's table. Don't give into that. Keep your high emotional intelligence through the holidays. Think about your goals. Think about the future, and don't let your emotions overtake you. The second thing I learned was to be people-centric, not food-centric. And that was a huge issue for me. I am a lifetime member of the Clean Your Plate Club. I love food. I thought the world revolves around food. Every event revolves around food. I know it's a new concept when it comes to the holidays. And let's face it, I was thinking the other day, in America, we've turned every meal into a holiday. Is that not true? Like every time we eat, we treat it like it's a holiday. Every meal is a special occasion. Every meal we have to clean our plate. Every meal we want treats. It's readily available in this country. And so instead of, holidays where it was special times and you had a few special treats and the rest of the year you didn't indulge in that, every meal is an opportunity more to indulge in everything. So, we don't have to do that during the holidays. It's okay to just focus on the people. This is not your last meal on the planet, on Earth. It's not going to be your last Thanksgiving meal or your last Christmas meal. You will have more. There are more in the future. This is just one holiday or maybe two holidays, depending on how long your journey is. And then there'll be times in the future where if you want to bite of something and you've learned portion control and food control, and you've learned how to just taste and not, again, be a part of the Clean Plate Club, That's okay down the road. This is not forever. This is just a season. There will be more holidays and there'll be more opportunities to try those things. You've already tried those things before. So focus on your health, because maybe you haven't had that before, or maybe it's been a long, long time since you've had a healthy lifestyle. And so focus on that and have a taste of that instead of, 20 years of sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie. It's okay. You can have that again, but this year taste health and taste what it means to be disciplined and have a healthy lifestyle. My main thing I love to tell my clients is choose to make season's holiday meals about the who is at the table instead of what is on the table. So I've said this in the last time I talked, the first time I had a revelation sitting around a table with people and everybody was like this. And I was like looking at the top of everybody's heads because I wasn't eating my second and third helping. And I thought, wow, that is how we eat in America. We like shovel everything in our plates till our plates are empty. And then we look up and we're kind of like in that food coma. And we're like, oh yeah, there's people sitting at the table with me. So focus on the who is with you this year instead of the what. And again, I'll touch on it's not forever. It's a season. You know what those things taste like. Don't let food control your emotions. It's food. Let it have its place. It doesn't have the right. It's a thing. Don't let it control you. Don't let it control your emotions. Give feeling healthy and developing willpower and discipline a taste. You can exert self-control and willpower over your food choices. It is possible. Another thing is stay in contact with your health coach. We are here to help you succeed and stay on course, especially during the holidays of all times. Let us help offer suggestions for eating out, program compliant dishes to bring to events. How many of you got this, in your box? So it's great. These are full of like recipes and ideas to go through for the holiday seasons. I'm sure they'll be coming out with a Christmas one here shortly. Let us help you make good choices. Reach out to us. That's what we're for. That's what your health coach wants to do. They've gone before you and they want to help you in that area. And then a couple real quick little tips that helped me last year. Prepare at least 2 side dishes that you can have on program. So whether it's at your house or you're going somewhere else, even if they say don't bring anything, bring something. So bring at least 2 side dishes you can have. Odds are there'll be a meat there you can have, or protein. Turkey's great, fine. Take the skin off, eat the white meat, that's great. But bring 2 side dishes because that's always our hang up, right? The sides. Don't get hungry. Don't go hungry. So if it's at your home, eat something before. If it's somewhere else, eat something before you go. Don't arrive hungry, but don't undereat. Sometimes we get a little nervous and we get scared and then we undereat and then we're hungry. And then that makes us start picking and wanting other things, and that struggle gets harder. So don't go hungry, but don't undereat either in fear. It's okay to go ahead and have your regular lean and green, for your meal. Just have it of things you can have. If people eat slowly, savor each bite, appreciate it, sip water between bites, clear your plate as soon as you are done. That is something I did last year. The second I was done, I picked up my plate, took it in the kitchen, rinsed it off, and stuck it in the dishwasher. Stop that second serving temptation right there. Remove it to the kitchen, put it in the dishwasher, get it away. If people are getting seconds and thirds and visiting at the table, make yourself a cup of tea or coffee, which is what I did last year. Sip it slowly. Enjoy the conversation. You still feel like you have something in your hand, but you're not eating that second and third and fourth helping. Bring a favorite bar, shake, or soft bake, or some modified meal. Again, there's such great recipes all floating around out there. That's a treat to enjoy while others are having their dessert. Okay, so bring something that you can have later during dessert that's something special for you. So if you need to make one of those modified meals, desserts, pies, things that are going around, make it and bring it for yourself. If adult beverages are being served and you feel deprived, have some sparkling flavored water or club soda, put it in a wine glass, something that feels festive. You're still going to feel like you're sipping on something with everybody, but you're not getting those empty calories, from the alcoholic drinks. And then leftovers. Oh my goodness. Is that like, we think we're all great and we get all the way through the meal and then you got all these leftovers. So what I did last year is, because it was at my house, I asked my mom and my mother-in-law to wrap it all up. Like, I just didn't know if I was disciplined to put it all up and not pick at it and take a spoon here and there. So I set the table and asked others to wrap it up and put the leftovers up. If it's your home, send them home with people. What a great gift, to give them. If they're not on program or they're not needing to worry about it, or even if they are and they're just not concerned, Send all those leftovers with him. Take care of yourself, don't worry about them, worry about you right now. So send those leftovers with them. Keep some nice temporary Tupperwares that you can like put that food in, box it up, have them box it up, and get it out of the house. It's like that Halloween candy. Get it out. Whatever you do, get it out of the house. So you're not tempting yourself at midnight, with that casserole sitting there that's your favorite thing. So, and then basically just, just realize again, it's a season. You're giving yourself the absolute best you could ever give yourself this holiday. There is no better gift that you could give yourself than the gift of health and the gift of well-being, and that pumpkin pie and the stuffing and all those great things. They're good, but this is so much better. This life is so much better, and being healthy is so much better than ever be. And again, you have it again. It's not, it's going to be there. It's not going away. And next year you can have a little bite of that and feel great about where you are in your journey and the self-control and discipline you have. And then one other thing I wanted to address is if you're watching this and you're not on program and you're thinking, gosh, you know what? It's just too crazy of a time of year. I don't think I want to get on program right now. I get that a lot right now. Like, oh, am I going to survive? We are there to help you get through the holidays. It's our pleasure and our joy to do that as coaches. And while everybody else is putting on 10 or 15 pounds over the next couple months, you could be 15 pounds down come New Year's, and we're here to help you do that. So if you're watching this and you're not sure if this is something you're ready to do going into Thanksgiving, Christmas, just trust all of us sitting here. You absolutely can do it. We're here to help you do that. And so I want to encourage people to not get on program before the holidays if they're feeling like it's something they want to do. So that's it.
That is amazing, Heather. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, you said some amazing things. That you and Stacy both just had some great, I loved the responses that you also give to other people. Like, I want a health journey. Like Stacy said, I want a health journey. I'm feeling really good. I think sometimes, we're like nervous about people looking and seeing what is on our plate or what we're eating or what we're not eating. This isn't high school anymore. I think our youngest one on here is Taylor. She's in college. But, there's no peer pressure here. This is your journey. So I love that. Some of the things you said, Heather, too, about don't make other people's issues your own during the holidays, because there's a lot of drama that comes with a lot of families getting together and some craziness. So I love that. That is amazing. Y'all did such a great job, and I would love to just open it up for questions. If you would like to just ask a few things to Stacy and Heather. And if you were invited on this Zoom call from a friend or family member, just go back to that person, and they would love to, let you talk to their own health coach. And we would love to assist you in your journey to getting healthier if you just want to know a little bit more about what we do. So anybody have any questions?